and they helicoptered us out to our landing zone, where we would then advance onto the village and sweep the village. And as we're approaching the village, walking, on the dikes of the rice paddies, the village I think we've been at before. The tree line is on the right, and all of a sudden I hear the thumping sounds of mortars coming in, screaming, commands, everybody yelling, machine guns going off, gunfire, just a lot of noise, and falling face first into a rice paddy. It's the last thing I remembered. 2 days later, I woke up in a Saigon hospital with tubes coming out of me. And that's when I heard then that, you're one lucky son of a bitch. Or was it? Well, one guy said, effing grunt, and you were in a body bag, they thought you were dead. So there's 2 days separation. I remember asking the nurse when I came in, they said that morning. So 2 days I was out in the battlefield, and I don't know what happened from the time I went out to Saigon, or just what someone told me, that I was in a body bag. It wasn't until 38 years later, when through what is fate or what, the Disabled American Veterans, in raising money for the Disabled Veterans Memorial in Washington, did my Vietnam story. A combat medic from a base camp that I knew, where we sometimes with radio choppers would bring our wounded and dead to, came a different story. He has evidence that we had paperwork and all to prove that a lot of guys got killed and wounded that day, and his job was to open up body bags. His name is Brian Leet, L-E-E-T. He lives in Cambridge, Minnesota. And he said, we were opening up body bags, and he said, you just had a different color about you. And I felt the pulse, and the medic with me also, and we both could feel a slight pulse. He said he was with me maybe 5-10 minutes at most. Threw me on a helicopter to Saigon. And he always wondered what happened to that soldier, that he felt the pulse. It's not very common. You see someone coming out of a body bag. And I've only met 2 others that have since. One other vet in Vietnam, who was 2 months prior to my incident, and then an Iraqi vet with traumatic brain injury who was in a body bag. I do a lot now with the troops coming back from Iraq and Afghanistan as counseling and transition. So anyway, the diagnosis was type 1 diabetes. I had gone into a diabetic coma right in the middle of a firefight, and probably saved my life.